So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good afternoon. I'm Clement and Aline, and we are both from the Democratic Republic of Congo. So Congo is a huge country in the Central Africa, and we were born there and live there. And Congo, as many of you know, its governance is not good enough right now since 2 decades because of the multiplicity of war, and people are suffering a lot. So we stand out to see how we can help, and the people that we were helping were almost women and girls, because according to the Congolese culture, women are not considered in the society. They don't have any voice, and even though in the family, girls are not supported to go to school before a boy. So we were trying to give a voice and to help ladies and girls to face the life, because without studying it was very difficult to hope that there can be some women who can stand and talk for the rights of other women.
We worked in a non-profit organization for We worked for a non-profit organization for educating, promoting the education, human rights, and economic self-sufficiency for the women and the girls especially. As a human rights activist, we worked with international NGO in helping people in general, and especially the women and the girls who undergo a lot of forms of discrimination. As my husband said, in our country, the Congo, women and girls don't have rights. They are voiceless. They are bad treated by the women, by the society. The families prefer send the boys at school instead of girls. We tried to help and to speak to the women to stand up and to educate them how they can defend their rights. The women are violated by the national army, by the civilian men, and by the group militia. They are just in their families, with their husbands. They are isolated, they are marginalized, they are prostitutes, they are victims of HIV, they are poor, and they are suffering a lot. With our work, we tried to help them to rebuild their lives, to find new house, and to give them hope. And we focus our work in 4 levels. In economic, we try to find some loan credit so they can be self-sufficient and provide to their needs. In education, we tried to bring back the girls at school and to find some scholarship for them and to follow up. In psychology, we tried to, with the help of some psychologists, we tried to accompany them, to tell them to denounce and to not keep quiet, and to stand up, to speak. In medical, we tried to find for them the insurance coverage so they can receive some medical treatment.
So as I was telling you before, Congo has many people, and we have more than 400 tribes. And in that 400 tribes, you can see that Congo is a huge country, and we have 4 national languages that can be the bridge to united people. And we have French as an official language. So sometimes you can find a Congolese who come from the east and they speak Swahili, and the one who come from the west and speak Lingala. If they didn't go to school and they cannot speak French, so they cannot understand one another. That is the reality in Congo. And as my wife was saying, we enter in trouble because Congo people are living, most of them, in the villages. It's not like the village in US. It's totally different. And how we get in trouble with the Congolese government, it was in 2007 in December, like now, and some women went to the market because in some villages they have market once a week, and to go to shop everything, to buy things for the Christmas, they must walk on their foot for miles to go to shop and come back carrying things into their head, into their back, going back at home. And you see that the women are the one who work a lot to provide food in the families. So one day when a group of 10 women were coming back to the market, at 7 p.m. they met with the Congolese army. They arrested them. They took first all the things that they bought to the market, and after that, they violated them. All of them were violated. And inside the group, there was a girl with 12 years. They violated her too. And our services, we had an ambulance to help people who were victims of such abuse. So we received the information and we sent our team to bring the victim into the hospital. And we try to help the victim by providing them the lawyer to understand them and to open a case to the court. But as our government worked, it was hard to get the right for that woman. So the authority of our country started to tell us to stop, because it's not us who can change the reality of the culture, the reality of what the government is doing, because, and the army is like the superpower in the country who operates and do whatever they want. But we couldn't stop, because when we saw the situation in women are facing, it was very hard and very sad too. So we try to forward and to see if justice will be done for them. Unfortunately, it turned back to us, because when we start to receive the treatment, so we inform the authority of the province, and we try to see if they can help us to find justice for the victim. But it was not possible. It was not possible because we started to receive some message from the phone and a call from the private numbers saying that, you know, such and such people died and nothing changed in this country. So you too, if you don't stop, you will perish. And we were thinking that it will not be the same, and this time it's a time for us to get justice. And in February, February 2nd, 2008, the army came for the first time in our house. So when they arrive, the first thing that they do is to shoot the gun into the door and open and enter without any fearing, without any fear. So they met us there. They say that if you don't want to stop, we are telling you that you want to die. And as maybe the media said about the Congolese army, so they are experts in thieving things. They took all the things that they wanted in our house. And also, I can let you know that in Congo, sometimes our banks don't work, and people get money in their home. So instead of putting money in the bank, they have money at home. And at that time, we were obliged to give some money to them to get us free. And they took money, they went. The next day, we went to see the governor and tell what happened to us, if they can just help us to be in our right and to get justice. But it was not possible because 1 week after, they came again. And I can say that God is good because it was our last day of living. When they entered, it was in February 10 in 2008. When they entered in our house, immediately they tied me as a man, and I was there with my kids. I don't know where they took my wife. There were many, so it was not easy to see all of that things happen to us. And where they are very cruel, it's because they don't care of the life of human, and they do whatever they want. And what they did in my house, they wanted to see my two girls who were, Lilian is there and Vanessa. They were 13 and 11 years. But they were, I can say that they were smart because they ran under the bed, they didn't find them. They took my beautiful wife. So you see, violate your wife and you are there, tied, and you cannot do anything. It was horrible. It was horrible. And they left around 1 a.m. in the morning. And after a while, the servant with whom I was working, he was helping me into the house, came and untied me. So we realized that it was the time to leave that place first. But we couldn't take a car to go, and it was into the night. We decided to go by foot and to reach a village at 2 or 3 miles where a chief of the village was living. So we just go, and when we arrive there, we knock at his door and we say that it's Clement and Aline. So he opened to us and asked what happened. We tried to explain him, and it was not possible to explain, but by seeing how we were, he understood immediately what happened. So he welcomed us, and early in the morning, he came in the room where we were sleeping and said, you know, I just heard that the army came back again at your home. We think that the officers send now them again and say, did you kill them? And they say no. So they say, go back and kill them. Fortunately, we were not there anymore. So when they saw that we were not there, they burned down our house, and they burned down even the office where we were working. And at that night, they went also to the other members of our team, and they did the same thing. And that's why I can say, when we are alive like this, and when we are sharing this story, we have a thought to many of us who lost their life. So we were not better than them as we are alive today. And immediately we say, this is the time. We didn't have any plan to leave the country, and we are asking now, where is the next step and how we can do to go out. Because at that time, we knew that they were looking how to find us and to kill us. So we start to walk again during the night with 5 kids, with my wife who was already sick and she was not able to walk. But the one way to escape, it was to walk during the night. So we did 3 nights walking, and when it's like the morning, we must look where we can find a place. And with the chief of the villages, we try to find some people who will help us, to accompany us, and to see how we can escape. So after 3 nights of suffering, we just found a way, and we got a boat near the border with Rwanda, and we crossed the Lake Kivu into Rwanda. But it was not possible also for us to live in Rwanda at that time because of the relation between the Congo and the Rwanda. So we spent only 2 nights in Rwanda, and after that we continue our journey, and we reach Uganda, is another country after Rwanda. And in Uganda we found a place to pastors, because it was the first time for us to be in Uganda, and we didn't know anybody in Uganda. So when we arrived in Uganda, there was one church with the pastors who welcomed us, and he gave us a place to stay. And after 1 month, we were looking how we can be resettled in Uganda and how we can face life there. So we met immediately with another Congolese, and who was like surprised when he saw us, and he said, we heard that you guys died, so you're still alive. We were not able to respond to him, but we realized that maybe some people again will know that we are alive and we are in Uganda. Because the Congolese government, what is doing is, when there is some leaders in the Congolese community who escaped and flee to another country where they are seeking and staying in the refugee camp, they try to send the spies in that refugee camp and to see how they can kill some leaders that are in their blacklist. So when we realized that, we say that no, our life will not be safe again anymore here in Uganda. And we were trying to see how we can escape again. And at that time, my wife couldn't get an opportunity to go to the hospital and to know if she didn't be infected with the HIV, because that is almost common when women are violated in our country. So we were in that trouble, and we were saying what will be the next, we don't know. But because we worked with some NGO, international, and we had some pastors and priests who support us in the work that we were doing. So one of them tried to be in touch with us through internet, and we just told him that we are in Uganda. So he sent us to another Italian missionary who were in Uganda and said that if you can see how to help my people. So that missionary welcomed us and tried to see how he can help us. He tried in few days to see how we can get our paper and necessary paper to travel. And he said that the one thing that I can give to you is to leave also this place and to go far away. And far away, it was in the Middle East of Asia. So we tried to be safe. I can't describe what he did and what happened, because as we escaped all the security of Ugandan authority and just arrived in the plane in Kampala, it was a miracle for us. So we took our plane. It was in May 2008 from Uganda to Bangkok in Thailand. So in Thailand, we just arrived there and we spent one night to the hotel, but we didn't have enough money to afford life in Bangkok. We went to the Amnesty International the next day and to say, we are what we are. And we just come from far and we are here, what can we do? So they say the first thing that we can do for you is to see if you can get a protection. And the protection is to go to the United Nations High Commissioner for the Refugee. So if they interview you and you are eligible, so maybe your life will be safe. And we start that process. It's a process also that needs to be patient and to be ready for everything. So in Thailand, after 3 months, because we entered in Thailand with the tourist visa, after 3 months, the visa was expired, so we were there as illegal. And as we are, so we were visible in Thai population. And they know if you are not legal, you must go into the jail until your process will be done with the UNHCR. So it was not easy. It was not possible for us to get a job. It was not possible for our kids to go to school. We didn't know any words in English at that time because we were speaking Swahili, French, Lingala, but no English. The first thing that I started to do, it was to work a little bit in my English and see what can I do. because there is an amount of people from different countries in Thailand who are seeking also the protection. And I was able to start to help them by going for their interviews, by going to the hospital and interpreting them with the doctors. So the life in Thailand also was not easy. And we spent 5 years and 9 months in Bangkok until when we just arrived here. So that is in short what we face and what we live in Congo, where there is no right and there is no justice. I just talk all about that because I know that my wife were not able to continue to speak again, because it's awful when we are remembering everything that we face in our life. So thank you so much for your patience, and thank you so much again, Marcia, for inviting us.